and Woody likes the crooked cock.
Still the assistant football coach.
Oh,
So
come on.
maybe it's not panning out for you, sir. Maybe go somewhere else and do something else. Yeah, like this might be a blessing in disguise, brother.
I had risen to the prestigious title of assistant coach of the local high school football team, and all of that was ripped down, torn asunder. Wait a minute. Wait. Did they pay you for that job? Well, no, but I don't.
Well, I'm an accountant by trade.
Not anymore. God damn.
There's more for fun. So
Yeah,
let's
you
hope they
can't
don't
say
hear about
that. Like, if you're not, I feel like certain people should be able to say whatever they want, like especially if it's satirical. But this wasn't satire. This was him like making a public statement, and it like no tongue in cheek. No, this is how the guy was talking, and he even admits almost in his explanation that like, hey, I say this all the time. Nobody's got a problem with it. All right, well, we do. I don't like him saying white power.
I completely stay away from the N-word now. But I did used to find the A and R thing a little weird. It's in media. Like if I read Tom Sawyer, can I still not say it? If it's in
you
a
can
song,
say it if you're reading Tom Sawyer.
It's just funny that every
you
top
can't
40
say
song
it if you're
has
quoting
in there
someone.
100
Now I know it
times.
was a misquote, but you can't say it if you're quoting someone. Can you say it if you're reading something? Like where the rules are very complicated for me. But the white power thing, that's not a close call. What were you saying?
Oh, I was saying you're saying can you read it and stuff, and what is it, Tom Sawyer?
Yes,
like that book where Huck Finn, where it's in there the whole time, and part of the character development is by the end he's going, oh, you're just Jim. You're Jim. Okay, Jim, you're not N-word Jim that I've been calling you the entire book. And if you remove that from the book, then you remove the entire character arc, which is him coming to the realization that this is a person I'm talking to that doesn't need a qualifier like that in front of it. You're just Jim.
Yep.
You don't need N-word Jim.
You're absolutely right.
And so when you take that out of certain historical texts like that, because that is historical at this point, you lose a lot of the punchiness and the original meaning. People right now are like, oh, that book's racist. It's it was literally an anti-racist book showing the progression of someone growing to realize their past mistakes.
Yeah, the guy was an escaped slave. Anyway, I mean, criminal.
Jesus.
Well, you don't have to argue that point here, sir.
Yeah, so I find the rules
it's the white power that puts it over the edge.
Yeah, the N-word is very complicated. The rules for that, and I've simplified them for myself. Just use the B word. But
it's funny. I feel like we're gonna be real loose with it now.
Hell yeah, brother. Yeah.
What's up, brothers? It's all good. But the white power thing, I don't know how he could possibly. What was he thinking?
How funny would it be if they're that's a 200-year-old school slogan. They're in all white with white helmets. And he's chanting that, and he's like, no, not like that. It's because of the uniform. George, it's because of the uniform. You can't say it, Jerry. You can't say it.
Do you know who's doing Steinbrenner's voice? They always go Larry David. That was Larry David the whole fucking time.
Such an idiot.
Me
I should have
too.
been able to hear the cadence.
I never caught it, Costanza.
George, bring these pieces, or what is it? The
calzones.
Bring these calzones. You know what? You got a lot of great ideas. Costanza. A lot of good things we're gonna bring for you. Don't walk away. Come on. Oh, no, he never says don't walk away. He just leaves as he's talking.
I love that. My favorite one is where George wants to get fired, so he literally takes the World Series trophy, ties it behind his car, and starts doing laps out in the parking lot. And Steinbrenner's like, I love it, George. You made a statement. Out with the old, in with the new. Forget about all that. Yeah, you know what? I never did like Babe Ruth. I found out recently wasn't even a sultan. He was just a fat man with little legs. Check these out. And he stands up, puts his leg up on the desk. He's like, these are Lou Gehrig's pants. Oh, I hope that nerve disease he had isn't catching.
God, that show, I can't imagine myself ever getting tired of rewatching Seinfeld. I
don't know how they wrote it. The writing is so good. Here's another example. The episode where Jerry and Elaine are in some antique store, and she spots one of those cigar shop Indians, one of those big wooden Indian guys. Later on, he goes to her apartment to give her this as like a peace offering, like because he had done something. You know, he's always like fucking shit up. And her friend, she's having like a girls' poker night, and one of the ladies there is Native American. Woody doesn't know. Jerry doesn't know it, and Jerry's going. He's like rocking the Indian, hey ya hoa, hey ya hoa, hey ya hoa. He's like making all these Native American like faux pas. He's like, yeah, I thought we could smoke them the peace pipe, you know. I brought you this, and the girl gets super offended, but Jerry's really into her. He goes and he apologizes, and she's like, all right, well, I guess I'll go out with you. And then like fucking Kramer's driving down the road in the backseat of a taxi, and he's got the cigar shop Indian with him, and he goes, hey Jerry, woo! And she's like, what the fuck? Like every time he's trying so hard not to.
Isn't that the same one where he's like, "Oh, we'll go for Chinese. Let me ask the mailman if you guys have a good Chinese restaurant." And the mailman's bent over like doing something, and he's like, "Excuse me, do you know where a good Chinese restaurant might be?" He's like, "Oh, why must I know where the good Chinese restaurant is? Is it because I'm Chinese?" And she's looking at the whole time. He's like, "No, it's because you're the mailman. You know the neighborhood." Like,
yeah, it's fucking great. He was trying to. He got tickets for like a show. He was like, they were sold out, but I found one of those guys who, you know, she's like, what? You know, the guys who sells the tickets for things that are, and at the restaurant. I called the restaurant and I made a I arranged for a table for her. Like he's trying so hard not to use any of the words. Then he ended up calling her an Indian giver at the end.
Dude, the best Seinfeld bit for me anyway, by far, was the girl. He was dating her and he liked her, but he didn't remember her name. So he had people stop by, tried to get her to introduce herself, but she wouldn't. And then she dropped a hint that her name was after a female body part.
Yeah.
And he's like, Mulva? Mm-hmm. Is your name Hest Laureola?
I remember what it actually was. Dolores.
It was Dolores. Yeah, after she left, he's like, Dolores.
That was fun. Like he invites Kramer in.
Bovary?
Like, Kramer, do you want to introduce yourself? Yeah, Bovary. He's like, hey, do you want to introduce yourself? Like, to get the name, and Kramer's like, hey, Cosmo Kramer. And he just fucking leaves.
Her name was Gipple.
Yeah, Gipple.
I love when Kramer goes on the Leonardo da Vinci sleep pattern where he sleeps 20 minutes every 3 hours.
I feel great, Jerry. I feel great. He fell asleep on my couch. So, it's so fucking funny. I'll never get tired of that show. It's Always Sunny, South Park, like a couple others are shows that I just need to give like a year or so time in between, and then I can rewatch the whole series and love it.
Yeah, I do that to The Office so much, dude. I've seen The Office